Welcome to the channel. I'm Tony the Technician, and today we're going to be going into some products that I wish I never purchased or wish I would have purchased an alternate version of it. I think I've done one or two videos like this in the past, so if you guys haven't, make sure to check those out. I've also done a few videos on tools that I'm really happy I did purchase or tools that I wish I would have purchased sooner. So these are some of the ones that I regret or didn't really find a use for. Not saying that all of these are bad tools. Sometimes they're bad tools, sometimes they're tools that just don't have a use for my situations. It may be a tool that you guys might get a lot of use out of, but some of these I'm just stating are not bad tools, just tools that don't get used for my type of work, or they're just tools that I just don't have good experiences with. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If you guys have any tools or items that you also regret purchasing or just don't have a use for, please feel free to drop it down in the comments. But if you guys enjoy, make sure to smash that thumbs up. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. Let's go ahead and take a look at what I got. So I'm going to show you a few items that I wish I would have never bought, whether it's because they were a disappointment or it's just something that I never ended up using and probably could have just saved some money by not purchasing them. So first up are going to be these I found at the auto parts store, and that's the wrong drawer. These guys back here, I think I might have used one of them in the last 8 years that I've had them. Otherwise, they've just been sitting back here. Well, for one, they're in a drawer that I really only get into for my extensions, and I don't typically open up all the way. So I forget that they're even there. But on the other hand, I never really need them. These are the Powerbuilt Xeon sockets, and it's just I don't know if I'd call it gimmicky, but just a socket with an anti-slip feature or a feature to prevent rounding or help with rounded fasteners. I have like, you know, the bolt biters, which I use for those stubborn or worn fasteners, and I have a lot of spline drive that tend to help with that. But if you look inside, you can see it has an extra groove cut between the 6 points. But honestly, I don't use it. I bought them because they were in this little tray and they were on sale, and I was like, oh, those are pretty cool. I think they were like $10 or something like that. So I just picked them up, and it's not a no skip size. You got 6, 8, 10, 12. So you're skipping 7, 9, 11. Then you have 13, 14, 15, and then it skips from 15 all the way up to 19. So not the greatest, no skip set, and honestly, I don't use them. And then the other one, basically the same. These were both on sale at the same time. I bought them together. These are the Powerbuilt, basically spline drive sockets. So these are going to be dual sizes for them. So you got 10 millimeter and 3/8, 11 7/16, 12 15 32, 13 1/2 inch, 14 9/16, 16 5/8, 17 11/16. So it does also skip sizes just like this. I would say not quite as bad. It doesn't have the coverage either though, but they are basically just a spline drive socket, which isn't bad. I'm sure a lot of people could get some decent use out of these. Now, I will say spline drive can put a bad taste in your mouth. If you're somebody that hasn't used spline drive and you buy a cheap set of spline drive, the fitment on them may not be the best, and that can put a bad taste in your mouth. But if you get a good spline drive, one that fits really well, it's great for a lot of different style fasteners. So a good set of spline drives can be fantastic. A bad set can put a bad taste in your mouth. But, just like anything, but there is some variation. I can't say if these are good or bad just because I have so many other spline drive. I don't use these. Not that I don't like them, not that there's anything wrong with them. It's just I didn't need to buy them because of what I already have as far as sockets and wrenches. So not saying that these are a bad deal if you picked them up or if you're thinking about picking them up. I'm not saying they're a bad tool. It's just tools I wish I wouldn't have picked up just because they're not necessary. The next one, if you guys follow the channel, is probably something you've heard me talk about a lot, and that is when this was many years ago, and from what I've heard, they've gotten better, but I had originally bought a Dremel cordless Dremel, and it was absolute garbage. It was one of the smaller ones, so that could have been it as well, but the battery died within 2 uses. The battery died really quickly, and so I ended up getting a replacement because I was like, well, maybe there's something wrong with it. It wasn't like I had it for years and it just stopped working, or I left it on the charger and the battery went bad. It was just junk. Got another one, exact same thing. So from there on out, I had decided I was not going to buy another Dremel. Ended up picking up this Rotary tool, and this is going to range from like $16 to $30 depending. You can get just the tool itself, like this bottom part, for like 16 to 18 bucks, and then you can get all of this for like 20 to 30 bucks. And it's going to come with a bunch of, you know, a lot of them have been used, and a lot of that is stuff that I've thrown in there. But it's going to come with a bunch of accessories and stuff. The accessories aren't the best. I will still say buy Dremel branded accessories and bits and stuff. Those are far superior to what comes in this kit. I tried out some China sets. I have a whole box of China accessories right down here in this white box. Absolute junk. Cutting discs, polishing pad, things like that. Absolute junk. I just went out, bought a couple Dremel sets. These things are amazing. This quick, easy lock cutting discs, absolutely love these. Now maybe there's some other brands out there that you guys recommend, as far as maybe there's some cheaper options, but are still good options. By all means, comment down below. I'd be happy to check them out. But as far as accessories and stuff, I stick with the Dremel brand. And as far as I know, Dremel has done a good job. Now, this was 10 years ago that I had the cordless Dremel, and battery technology and everything have been improved a lot since then. So from what I've heard, people have had pretty decent experiences with them, but I ended up picking up this Rotary tool, and this thing has been an absolute beast. I've used it probably 300 to 500 times in the last 10 years, and it is so versatile and so affordable that even if this thing burns up right now, I would just simply, as long as they haven't changed anything, I would just simply buy another one of these. It's super cheap and it works really well. Now, no, it's not cordless. And even though I say I wouldn't buy a Dremel again, if I would, it would not be a cordless one. I'd just go and get a corded one. But it's too late. I'm already in love with this thing, and if I ever have an issue, I'll just buy another one of it exactly. That is the one that I went with. I'll try and have this one linked down in the description. They do have a few different ones, so I'm not sure about their other Rotary tools, but this one I have really enjoyed having. The next one that I don't recommend, this is absolutely my fault just for buying a cheap one, but it is an Amazon brake bleeder. I've tried the Amazon one, and I think it was the Pittsburgh one, and this thing sucks. And I don't mean sucks brake fluid, because it doesn't do anything. I was doing the brakes on my Camaro, and I would have been there for 2 weeks trying to bleed the brakes with this kit. Well, for one, like, it's got an issue of locking up. See, like, it won't even return. I've tried oiling it and this just gets stuck down in here. I got to take a screwdriver and force it back forward. So yeah, it's a piece of junk. I suggest if you're going to be doing some brake bleeding, make sure you get yourself at least a halfway decent one. Don't go super cheap with it. I ended up just doing the Mountain Dew bottle with the hose that runs to the bottom of the bottle, put some brake fluid in it, and bleed it that way. It's fast, it's easy, and much, much quicker than this guy here. This, I had a horrible experience. Maybe you guys got a cheap one and have had good luck with them, but I regret this. Now, honestly, it was probably $15. I don't know what I paid for it. It was years ago, and honestly, I don't even know why it's still in my toolbox, just taking up space. I think maybe because I was like, oh, I could probably use this for something, or the hose and attachments for something. I think that's why I kept it, but the actual tool itself is absolute garbage. But that's my own fault for buying something that was extremely cheap. I definitely got what I paid for when I got this kit. I'm not saying all these styles of brake bleeders are junk, just this one that I ended up picking up was a big regret. But moving on to the next item, is actually one that I can't find anymore. It is the Craftsman adjustable, I don't think it's in here anymore, Craftsman locking adjustable wrench. So it's like your adjustable wrench, but it's got the back end of locking pliers. So I thought the idea behind it was pretty cool, because I hated when using an adjustable when it would adjust on me and either become loose or stuck on there. That I figured was nice. Well, it turned out to be more of a gimmicky thing. I'll throw up a picture real quickly of what I'm talking about if I can find it. I don't know where it's at anymore. I might have given it to my buddy to see if he could get some use out of it, but it ended up to be a joke on my end. I will say that the Knipex pliers wrench is a far superior option to what I hopefully showed you. And I don't know why I picked it up. I saw it was a decent price and thought it could be handy. It was not. So let's quickly move on. Last up in this video is going to be nothing to do with quality, nothing to do with whether they're good or not. If you guys follow the channel, you guys know that 10 years ago when I went to college, the college supplied this box, outfitted it with a bunch of Matco and other tools, and I started to outfit it with tools that I knew I was specifically going to need at the dealership when I went to work after college. And I started outfitting this one with tools that I was going to be using at home. Well, then I got an internship and got a job on a race team where all of my tools were supplied to me. So this box that had been outfitted with Matco tools as well as tools that I bought for the job turned out to be basically just overflow and ended up going home. But I had ended up buying a cheaper set of triple squares because I wasn't sure if I was going to be, working on some of those. I think it's European cars and maybe some Japan cars. There are vehicles out there that use a triple square. And I can honestly say nothing I've owned or worked on for friends and family have had triple squares, or any jobs that I've needed to do on those vehicles didn't have triple squares. And so these have just sat in my box. I bought a stubby set as well as a extra long set, and it's pretty decent coverage and they seem pretty nice. Nothing wrong as far as quality. They are just a cheaper set, nothing, name brand. I just wanted a set to have on hand just in case I did come across them. I wasn't going to be stuck not being able to do the job. And then if it was something that I was coming across on a regular basis, I would have bought something a little bit better quality. But I ended up buying these and I never used them. So this is just another item that I'm mentioning, not due to a quality issue, but just due to the lack of work I do on vehicles that require spline drive tools. So this isn't necessarily a video just stating tools that I hate, like the cordless Dremel. But this is also a video on tools that I picked up thinking I would need them and have yet to need them. Some of them I've had for 5 years, some of them I've had for 8 years, some of them a little bit longer than that. So this is just another addition to the tools I've bought over the years that I probably could have saved a little bit of money on. Like the brake bleeder, didn't need that, and the one I picked up was a piece of junk. These I picked up and just didn't end up needing them. So those are just a few of the items that I regret buying, whether it be due to quality, because most likely it's just a cheap item, or like the Dremel, it wasn't cheap, but it turned out to be junk, or just items that I don't find myself using with the type of vehicles that I work on. So if you guys enjoyed, please make sure to smash that thumbs up. If you guys have bought any tools that you guys regret buying, whether that be due to bad quality, or maybe it's just a tool that you thought you would use, but found out you probably won't ever use it, let me know down in the comments. And if you guys haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.